Hey guys, part 7 of my Omega. Enjoy! Content warning: rape or mention of rape, sexual harassment, suicide or suicidal thoughts, or mention of suicide, depression, panic or anxiety attack, and more. You have been warned. If you're uncomfortable with this, please stop reading or listening. You can choose other stories for a while. There are other great or extremely great writers out there. Disclaimer: I do not own the haiku characters that are to be used in this story. Photos or covers were picked from Google. Credits to the owner.
He was raped in the gym, Tsukishima said. And everything stops. What the actual fuck? Who's on the right mind to rape a middle schooler? Well, kidding aside, his height is way more for a primary schooler. As I thought, hey, are you still there? I was cut on my thoughts by Tsukishima. Yeah, so it means he stops playing. I said, but we're trying to figure out how he will start playing again. I and Tadashi knew he still wanted to play. He just, will you allow me to help? I asked. How? I still didn't construct any plans. Also, I might be one of the triggers, but I'll try to help. I said, and how come you also be a trigger? He asked. He made a challenge to defeat me after the match. Well, it's a long story, and it's between me and Hinata. But maybe that is the reason he's elusive to me. So I'll try to make him comfortable with me. Plus, we're in the same section. I explained. Yeah, right. Speaking of the same section, I'm about to ask you something, but since the incident a while ago, I can keep an eye on him during the exam, I said, interrupting him. Tsukishima became silent. Oh please, I know I'm self-centered, rude, or whatever you want to describe me, but I know how to care. I'm just the only person you can rely on for this. I said, okay, but I'll ask him first if it is fine for him. He said, yeah, okay, thanks, bye, I said as I ended the call and lay back on my bed. Well, I guess I need to ask Dad how to deal with him. I thought as I drifted to sleep. It's your exam tomorrow. Are you guys ready? Dad asked. Kinda, Shoyo answered while I nodded. Mom exhales and asks, are you fine going to school for the first time, Sho? I think I can manage it. In fact, Tobio is the same class as me. So I guess, he said. Tobio? Mom asked. Kageyama Tobio, I answered. Kageyama, Dad asked, remembering the last name. He's the son of my psychiatrist. So somehow I can be comfortable with him. Shoyo said. I look at him surprised. You knew? I've done a little research, Kay. He said. I was about to ask you if it is okay for you to be with Tobio. I guess I already have an answer. I said. We can trust him, right? Mom said worriedly. Don't worry, Mom. Even though he has a sharp tongue, he is a nice guy. I said as I rolled my eyes at the last part. Shoyo starts to giggle, which took us by surprise. While laughing, he said, you need to learn how to properly praise people, Kay. I know how to praise people like, you're beautiful when you laugh, Sho, I said. And Shoyo became a blushing mess. Oh my gosh, it's a pity that Tadashi's not here. Mom said, squealing. That was smooth, my future son-in-law. I'm so proud of you. Dad said. Mom, Dad, stop. Shoyo said. I chuckled and then pinched his cheek while saying, cute. Hinata Shoyo.x stops working. Anyways, I'll always be on Shoyo's side tomorrow until it's exam time. That means, I said as I looked at Shoyo. We will go to school together. Okay, he said nonchalantly. And expect that everyone's eyes on you, I said. Wow, what? He stuttered. You're pretty, everyone will look at you, Shosho, I said. Kay, stop it, he whines. Okay, I'll stop, I said as I kissed his temple. Okay, too much, sweet. Let's continue eating, Dad said. Way to kill the mood, hun, Mom said, smiling. Sorry. After our dinner, I shoot a text to Tadashi that he can go to school without me since I'll be going with Shoyo. Everyone came early to school, and others were having some extra reviews while others relaxed. But most of them were gossiping. Hey, have you heard that the only child of the Hinata family goes to our school? Really? I haven't seen him before. He has been enrolled in the homeschooled program, which is why he's just stepping into the school today due to exams. Yep, and I've heard he and Omega and quite pretty. Indeed, I can't wait to see his face up close. Those were the conversations with the boys while the girls. Have you heard that the son of the Hinata family was already mated? Yeah, I've heard it. According to others, he had been raped before. What a poor soul. Of course, this gossip was heard by Yamaguchi, who was fuming with rage. Kageyama pats Yamaguchi's back and said, "Relax." Yamaguchi whispered angrily, "How can I relax? Are they talking about the incident as if it is normal to talk about it?" He accidentally releases angry pheromones. The three girls become aware of Yamaguchi's rage and stare back at them. They stop talking for their dear life and proceed to go to their classroom. Yamaguchi, it will be fine. We will be bodyguards for Hinata even though his very own alpha is enough to stir chaos. Kageyama said. He took a deep breath and said, "Yeah. Okay. Hinata is not a weak person. He just tripped once, but it doesn't mean he will stop there." Kageyama said, which Yamaguchi agreed. A few minutes passed by a girl shouting, "Guys, guys. They're here." Everyone looks at the school ground as a car pullover. As the door opens, Tsukishima gets out of the car and opens the other door, assisting his Omega as he gets out of the car. Everyone stared with awe as an orange-haired boy got out of the car. OMG. He's so cute. Cute is an understatement. He is gorgeous. Goddess. How I wish I'm his alpha. Keep daydreaming, dude. But make sure Tsukishima won't hear it. Tsukishima was already taken. The fans club will be heartbroken since we don't stand a chance from a goddess. Wait, Tsuki has a fans club? Yamaguchi exclaimed at what he heard. How come a salt shaker like him has a fans club? Kageyama asked, surprised. Coming from you, you also have a secret fans club. The girl said. Yamaguchi and Kageyama were quite shocked. The moment Hinata steps out of the car, he can already feel the stares at him. And is quite overwhelmed by it. His mind starts to overthink, are they talking about me? Did they know? What will I do? Can I just go home? He unconsciously releases some distress pheromones, which alerted Tsukishima. And so, the alpha put his headphones on Shoyo. Hinata was startled by the action but relaxed as soft music started to cover the noises. He stared back at Tsukishima, who gave him a comforting smile. They walk towards the entrance of the building where they meet Kageyama and Yamaguchi. Hinata was still conscious of the stares given to him but is quite becoming at ease since his friends is with him. Yes, he already include Kageyama in the circle even he's still not that comfortable with the guy. When they reached Hinata and Kageyama's classroom, Tsukishima gave Hinata a peck on his cheek and told him they'll see each other during lunch break. While Yamaguchi reminded Kageyama of the do's and don'ts again. As Kei and Tadashi left, I looked around the classroom to find an empty seat. I can still feel the stares from my classmate. It makes me cautious. A tug on my sleeve distracted me as I looked that it was Tobio. Let's sit there. He pointed to empty seats. I nod in response. We sit at the back of the classroom. I was near the window where I could see the school ground. It is a perfect spot, so I can be distracted from those stares that I keep getting. Pissed, I looked at Tobio. Give me some answers, okay? He said. I blinked, not believing what he said. I chuckled. You do know I have a different curriculum from you, right? Hey, he said with wide eyes. The proctor got inside the class, indicating that we would start the exam in a few minutes. Is Hinata Shoyo here? The proctor asked. I raised my hand. Okay, I see, they said as they started to distribute the answer sheet and questionnaire. Get one and pass. He walked towards me and said, this is for you, Shoyo-kun. They hand over a different answer sheet and questionnaire. I whispered, thanks, sensei. They looked around and said, okay, everyone has their paper. You may start taking the test. Hi, Hinata-kun. Nice to finally meet you. You're so pretty. Hinata, is that your natural hair color? What is your beauty routine? We're both Omegas, but why are you way more beautiful than me? I was bombarded by lots of questions that were too overwhelming for me. If not for Tobio, I already run out of the room when the bell rang, indicating lunch break. We reached the back of the school where the garden was located. I immediately lay on the grass and close my eyes, exhaling. I never thought you were such a drama queen, Sho, Tobio said. I felt something bump into me, and as I look, I see a ball beside me. I look at the ball, then at Tobio, who sits in front of me, opening his bento and looking back at the ball. I roll it back to Tobio as I reply. Oh, shut it. They keep asking questions that make me dizzy. He rolled back the ball while saying, yeah, whatever. It's like they've seen a superstar. I sit up and roll back the ball. I know, right? Kei and Tadashi will be late for a few minutes. Would you mind if we maybe practice a little? You know, just passing, he said as he rolls back the ball. I stop the ball and play it a little, contemplating, and then roll back at Tobio. Sure. Kei and Tadashi will be late for a few minutes. Would you mind if we maybe practice a little? You know, just passing, I asked as I rolled back the ball. He stopped the ball from rolling, and he played it a little. Then he rolled it back to me and said, sure. Success. I knew I could bribe him somehow. We make some tossing and receiving while passing some time waiting for Tsukishima and Yamaguchi. Ugh, I suck at this, Hinata said as he missed receiving the ball for the nth time. I chuckled and said, what would you expect? You didn't practice for a while. In fact that you already suck at receiving even before. I know, don't rub it on me. He protests. Tisk, oi, look, I said as I instructed how to receive properly with demonstration. Shoyo tries what I taught and receives the ball properly. Wow, he said, amazed. See, I said, smirking. We continued our passing with some random conversation to the point that we didn't notice that Tsukishima and Yamaguchi were already there. Enjoying yourselves without us, Tsukishima said, catching our attention. Hinata looks at Tsukishima with surprise, Kei, and runs towards Tsukishima and hugs him. Hi, babe, how are you? Tsukishima asked. He just got overwhelmed by our classmates. He was bombarded by unnecessary questions. I said, like what? Yamaguchi asked as he sits and opens his bento. Why, I'm pretty. What is my beauty routine? Something to that, Hinata answered as he also sits beside Yamaguchi. Oh, yeah, oh, and we are not talking about you playing with Tobio? Yamaguchi asked with an eyebrow raised. We're just passing, Hinata said. Passing, with a good receive, coming from you, Tsukishima said teasingly. Tobio teaches me to properly receive a ball. Which way is easier to understand than your teaching? Hinata said nonchalantly. I'm a good teacher then. I smirked, provoking the beanpole. I received a glare from him. We can play sometime in your backyard if you want. I offered. Sure, Hinata said. We will be there, Sho. The four of us can play 2 verses. 2, Yamaguchi added. It's exhausting, Tsukishima said like he already felt the tiredness. Hinata enthusiastically said, I think it is fun. Are you ganging up on me? Tsukishima asked. Sort of. The 3 of us answered at the same time. What, Sho, Tsukishima whines. Hinata chuckled and said, fine, let's eat now. Hey, Sho, we will have a short meeting with the club. Would you mind if you wait for me? I asked. Sure, it is fine. He said. I kissed him on the forehead and said, if you're not comfortable waiting inside the gym, you can wait outside. I'll make sure the door is open and you can see me. No, it is fine. Maybe I can wait inside. He said. My teammates were tall, obviously, and too playful. If you are overwhelmed, we can leave immediately, okay? I guess they're just going to discuss the training camp in Tokyo. I said. Training camp? Have you forgotten? I already told you we were having a training camp after the exam. I said. Oh, yeah, I remember. He said as he started to fidget. I'm still thinking if I'll go or not. I don't want to leave you here. I said. You have to go, Kay. It is a great opportunity for you. Don't hold yourself back just for me. He said panicky. It's not that, show. It is the first time we will be separated since we've been mates, and I don't want you to miss me too much. I said. He gave me an annoyed face. I laughed at him and said, let's go. I hold Shoyo's hand as we walk towards the gym. When we reached the gym, everyone was already there. Shoyo hides behind me since everyone looks in our direction. Tsukishima, I never thought you were friends with a middle schooler. Tanaka-san said. Middle schooler? Shoyo said as he took a peek to look who said, I'm not a middle schooler. He pouts. Takeda-sensei enters the gym, Shoyo-kun. Shoyo looks behind him and greets, Konnichiwa Takeda-sensei. Konnichiwa. What are you doing here? Takeda-sensei asked. I drag him here since we're going home together, I said. Oh, yeah. Sensei looks again at Shoyo and asks, are you okay, staying here? He nodded and said, the bald one already insulted me. Hey, I'm not bald, Tanaka-san shouted. But you don't have hair, Shoyo said. But it doesn't mean I'm bald. Tanaka-san exclaimed. Eh, Shoyo said as if he's thinking. That's when Sugawara-san noticed Shoyo. Wah! So cute, he said as he ran towards Shoyo and bear hugged him. Shoyo flinches because of this unexpected action. I was also surprised and late to react. Hey! Daichi-san shockingly said, Shuga. Relax Sho. He's also an Omega. Already mated with that alpha who calls him Shuga. Eleanor said in Hinata's mind to calm him down. Shoyo starts to relax and says, Aham. Hello to you too. Aham. Sorry, I got carried away. You are just way cuter in person than in the picture. Shuga-san said. Picture? He asked confusingly. Tsukishima always has different pictures of you on the lock screen on his phone. Noya-san butting in. Shut up, I said. Blushing, are we? Tanaka-san said teasingly. I'm not, I said. Shoyo looked at me and said, you are. Babe, I exclaimed as he chuckled. Now I wish that you just stay at home, I said, sulking. Ukai-san clears his throat and says, okay. As per the announcement, Sensei. Ah, yeah, I already have your score on the exam, and everyone passed it. So be prepared for the training camp. Takeda-sensei announced. Everyone rejoiced. Yes, Shoyo-kun, do you want to come with us to the training camp? Takeda-sensei asked. Sensei, I exclaimed, it will be great for you to meet people and also to meet your mates' teammates, right? Also, you don't need to play. You can be an additional help for our two managers. Sensei said. I guess so. Aham, let me think about it. Shoyo said uncomfortably since everyone's attention is on him. Okay, don't worry, we have extra seats for you to fill in. Sensei said. Okay, it will be a 1-week training. Start packing your things. We will meet at the school ground at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Dismissed, Ukai-san said, as we walk home, accompanied by Tobio and Tadashi. Kageyama keeps looking at Shoyo, and the latter eventually picks the staring and looks at Tobio and asks, what? I have a question, and you're just going to answer it with yes. He started. Shoyo stared at Kageyama confusingly. You're coming with us to the training camp. He said. Shoyo kept his mouth shut. That's not even a question. I said. Tadashi just laughed silently. I will expect you tomorrow with K, okay. Kageyama said. Shoyo just stared blankly. Bye, Suki, and Shosho. See you tomorrow, Tadashi said as he waved goodbye. And the two go on their separate ways, leaving me and Shoyo. When we reached Shoyo's home, we head straight to his room and cuddled in his bed. What a long day, I said as he agreed. We were enveloped by a comfortable silence, and Shoyo spoke. Do you think it's time for me to face my fear? He asked. I caressed his hair and said, I think yes. You can face it, especially since you are not alone. I'm here. Tadashi and Tobio were here for you. Just baby steps. Are you considering Takeda-sensei's offer? He nods. Yeah. I nuzzled my nose at the top of his head and said, I will be happy if you come with me to the training camp show. But it is up to you if you can. There are other schools there. It's not just us. It's quite a lot of people. Well, then, I guess I just need to stick around you. He said. I hugged him and asked, so, are you coming? I'll come with you, he said, smiling. I kissed him on the forehead and said, okay.
To be continued. If you like this video, consider subscribing by clicking the subscribe button. Bye!